my way to Olympic National Park. I'm headed to pick up a wilderness permit for the Hoh Rainforest river trail. I'm gonna hike up to Blue Glacier. It's gonna be a 3-night trip. It's an out and back trail, 38 miles total round trip. Starting at Hoh Rainforest, the trail follows the Hoh River before climbing up to Alpine Meadows and ultimately reaching an overlook of Blue Glacier. Most of the elevation gain is done in the last few miles, and there is a washout near the end requiring a scramble down a slope along a rope ladder. The scenery is majestic and well worth the effort. My trail name is Minor. This is my story. Here in Olympic National Park, about to start the Hoh River Trail, taking it up to Glacier Meadows and then Blue Glacier beyond that tomorrow, and then coming back. To make this fast, it's 5:15 p.m. and a lot of people are returning to the trailhead, so I keep running into them. Basically, I finished the Wonderland Trail yesterday. Still have some time on vacation. Trail I was looking at looked like it would have similar kind of gain as the Wonderland Trail would on a typical day, and my body has not really had a chance to heal yet. I've been off for a day, but really need another day. So scale back my plans a bit. This trail is like an out and back, about, I don't know, 38 miles. Could do it an overnight trip, but with 2 long days. But since my body is still a bit sore, then I saw the weather report said it might rain on Friday. And so I decided that I would try to leave Friday open. My understanding is I go through moss-covered old-growth rainforest, and then climb up to some higher elevation and get some great views of some of the glaciers, particularly Blue Glacier. So I thought it would be a good sampling of this park on this first backpacking trip here. And it would make some very beautiful scenery. Sunsets around 7:30. Probably by this time it's probably a little before, maybe 7:20 something. But still have some usable light till after that. So I think I might roll in the camp by 7:30, 7:45 the latest. So I might be setting up a little bit with a flashlight, but I should be able to hike without a light at least. I decided it was easier to walk up that branch or to scramble up over here. It's a big step down. I think I'm going to half. Really spot the old growth trees. They're like 3 times the size of a lot of the other trees. Some pretty big trees. That must have taken a long time to cut through. It's a nice deep creek.
think I only got about a mile to go past 5 Island Camp. Yeah, I would say it's the llama. That's what that bag is. It's the llamas. 5 mile. Excuse me. Coming through. I was originally going to camp here, but then I saw that bear cans are required because the bear line is missing, and I'm like, I don't want to carry a bear can, so I took the next camp up. It's 7:35, so we're probably a couple minutes past sunset. This seems darker because we're down in this deep canyon. This sign, I'm at the Happy 4 campsites. My Gaia app also shows me there. I found a spot here. Either camp right next to the fire pit or right here. I'll probably just go right here. Well, I got into camp a few minutes before 8. I had to use a flashlight a little bit while I was hiking the last few minutes, but found the site not far from the river. There's some people further down stream of me, but we have pretty good distance between us. I got this camp set up pretty quickly here. I had dinner on the drive up, so really just need to go to bed. So I'm going to go try to check out those bear cables if I can find them and see if they're worth using or not. Otherwise I might just hang my food here somewhere. It is 7:10 and I am leaving camp. It's actually a comfortable camp. The ground was nice and soft. It was 57 degrees this morning, and so all I can say. It was pretty straightforward last night. Just set up camp real quick. Went back to the sign I passed on the way in about where the bear wires were. Only one of the 3 cables is working, but there was only the one food bag there, so mine fit alongside of it. All that work just to avoid getting my shoes wet a little bit. Really only one had been about halfway up my side of my shoe, but it's first thing in the morning. I want dry feet. Is that okay? Is there anything wrong with that? A lot of water. Doesn't look exactly clear though. In shallows, it still kind of looks a little silty a little bit. Definitely starting the climbing. The bulk of it though is the last 2.5 miles.
the Martin Creek camping area. No fires above this point. Not that I was planning on a fire. Fires when it's only one person, it's just way too much work for what you get. Especially to make sure it's properly put out. I've seen way too many fires over the years where an afternoon breeze came up and it started to smolder again. I believe I've arrived at Elk Lake. Just through the trees I can see something that looks like a pond, if nothing else. Let's hope we're not hiking in clouds later. They are trying to lead me off, so their chicks must be by me somewhere. Because they usually lead you off, and then when you're far enough away, they really take off. I've seen that behavior before. You look like you would make a tasty dinner though. Just a perfect hiker-size meal. Well, it is very humid. I am dripping in sweat. It's 58 degrees too, because it's been non-stop climbing for a while. Well, that's a glacier over there. That is a beautiful view. Got a detour because of a washout. Go down that ladder and then scramble back up again. Isn't that fun? I'd almost rather have a cable going across and half rappel across. These rungs are really about 3 inches too tall for what I feel comfortable doing. I'm having to stretch a bit. I was frequently grabbing something with my hands to ensure I didn't slide, because I did not trust my footing at all. It's 3:53. Looks like there is more camping as I go up further, but the cables are here, so I don't know if I really want to go very far. I'm gonna look around for a campsite and then decide what to do. Headed up to an observation point for the Blue Glacier. Fall's definitely come here already. I think this is a huckleberry bush, maybe. Berries look like they might be, but they're kind of dried out or molded. Well past their prime. That's not going to be fun going up. Trail goes along the edge, the left edge of all the rocks. This is Blue Glacier. Does have a bluish tint to it. Fortunately, you can't see the mountain in the higher glaciers further up, but it's still an awesome view. Yeah, I'd say it was worth the climb up here. I was almost wondering if it was, but yeah, this is a great view, even with the clouds. I was also thinking about having dinner up here, but it's a bit cold. So I'm going to take a snack break and then probably move on. Yeah, I got a view of what's above it. That's great. Really steep area. It's hard coming down. It was almost easier going up. Not in terms of effort, but in terms of just safe footing. Well, it looks like everything's as I left it.
Oh, good morning. Well, I finished my trip to Blue Glacier last night, so basically I just reversed the trip from after this point. It was 46 degrees this morning. I had to move campsites in the middle of the night. I had two, I'm assuming rodents, kept coming up and messing with my backpack next to my head and stuff. After the third time, I realized they're never going to leave me alone. Never actually saw them, because as soon as I would get up and try to shine my flashlight on them, they disappeared, so I never actually caught sight of them. But from experience, usually that's like mice or something. So in the middle of the night, I went hunting for a campsite. Just rolled all my stuff up in my ground cloth like a burrito and carried it over toward where the bear wire was, and found a flat spot over here. About to go over to the privy, and then I'm going to pack up and start going back.
Let's go home. I think your trail used to go to over there. Nothing left of it. Could scramble across, but probably best I don't. I need to get by you, Mr. Deer, or Miss Deer. Excuse me, I need to go past you. He is a little too tame there. Getting a bit of drizzle out of the sky. I'm under the canopy, I don't notice it so much, but if it gets any harder, I'm gonna have to stop and put away a few things. Well, I'm at the emergency shelter by Happy 4 campsite. It's where I camped the first night, and it's where my permit says I'm supposed to camp tonight. But it's 4:30 and I am less than 6 miles from my vehicle. So I'm thinking of pushing on. The issue is if I go past this point, I have no choice but to go all the way. I wasn't 100% recovered from the Wonderland Trail when I came out here. And my body's already hurting. Drizzling seems to have stopped, though I think the trees are still dripping it off. At least I'm not noticing any new water out on the open area where the trees aren't covering. But all the brush is wet, so you're pushing through it wet, which isn't helping my legs at all because, like I said, they're already sore, and getting them cold and damp isn't helping. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and push out.